Okay. I am unsure of what we will be doing, in the sense of raids or post-MSQ, because who knows how long the raid will take to proc, right? But this is what about Homra. I believe this is where we begin it. You may have heard the latest rumors out of Comra, the strangest find in recent memory, though actual details as to what said find actually is yet to have emerged. If you do happen to come into any juicy tidbits, I'd be keen to hear 'em. The suspense is killing me here. Bet. We got this area all done. I need to do the Tempest still, but that's fine. Out of everything, Ether Currents are one thing I don't mind doing off stream. Mainly because, like, although it is, you know, lore, I still read them. But I feel like Ether Currents are one of the more uninteresting things to see. Like, unless it's a new expansion, like in Dawntrail, all of them will be done on stream. Which, I mean, like, it's not saying that these ones won't be done here. But if I'm not to do these ones, it wouldn't be the biggest downside for me. Also, I got myself the Tombstone gear. I have not the axe, but I have most of the armor. I think what? Feet, legs, arms, chest, the earring, and one ring. I'm working towards getting my gunblade and my other ring. Or actually, I should work on getting a necklace first. So we'll figure that out. Or that will happen as time progresses. I can neither confirm nor deny the existence of a new discovery of untold value. Hello there, Claire. Nice frog robot you have. How are you doing today, my friend? Nor deny the existence of a new discovery of untold value that only a select few are allowed to see for themselves. A big chocobo with a little cat vibe. That said, there may come a time when I find myself utterly fascinated by that pile of rocks over there and be completely oblivious to anyone attempting to sneak past. You're a woman of the world, aren't you? Don't make me say it plain. Wicked White, how bloody stupid are you? The imbecile, gave me, the god, 10,000 guild, then you, the imbecile, get to walk past the god and see the amazing find, got it? Hehe. About time you start playing by the rules. Lally, what in the blazing hell do you think you're doing? Manho? Well, Manho? You're calling him a hoe? That's mean. Is this any way for a guard to behave, is it? No, sir, Chief. Sorry, sir. No rations for you tonight. If you say no, it's even funnier. Oh, really? Damn, I wish I said no now. Chief, no, mercy, mercy! It's just not fair, I tell you. A dwarf toils in and day out for pittance, only to try and make a little something extra on the side, and what does it get him? But the chief's loving embrace taken away. They're lovers having a spat. Right, well anyway, bugger off. None may pass without the chief's permission, which I know you haven't got. The magic head dong. That's actually a really cute outfit. Is that a different summoner outfit than what you had before? I'm guessing it's because it matches the Mandervillian book. Wait, don't tell me. I assume you came all this way to put in for the position. Sorry, but it's already been filled. You summer glam? Yes, very nice. You know what they say about assumptions. Don't want to make an ass out of you and me. Hey, don't go playing silly buggers with me. The queer ruins we found deep in the cavern through the tunnels over there. The one filled with all kinds of machina. To the point we've started calling it a bloody machina graveyard. Want to see a nice G pose shoot I took? Ooh, absolutely. I love G poses and stuff. 95% of my Twitter is just G poses at this point. So I'm always down to see that stuff. Yes. Well, we were looking to hire another guard, but the position's since been filled by that fellow we tried to swindle you a moment ago. In Discord, let's see it. Oh. That is so... I don't use this word often on stream. That is fucking awesome. One of the hardest glams and G poses I've seen to date. So you're out of luck, I'm afraid. But chin up, lass. Your time will come around again soon enough. Since we're here and still unemployed, mind delivering a message for me? It's two youngins in Camorra, Anog and Canog, sister and brother, twins, fond of wearing white and black, twin thing, I suppose. Yes, I made it to match the book. It was that or purple, because true. Weirdly enough, I feel like a slight purple accent works better with blue. Then a slight blue accent works better with purple, so I think you went down a perfect route, especially because you're Bahamut blue now, right? The message is as follow. Lolly blood and hoe. This is no place for children to be messing about. Stay far, far, far away or else. Got it? Sure thing, bud. What's going on my fat cat? Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, I didn't do the thing. Metallic sky blue. It's so good. Yeah, that works so well together. Little carbunky, the little baby. Little baby. Pets. Alright, fat cat. Fly me away. I don't know which one's the brother, which one's the sister, so I'm just gonna give them one solid accent. You got business with us. They're the only dwarfs in this land that I give a different accent to. The chief put you up to this, and you agreed. Haven't you got anything better to do with your time? Wait, those garments, that's quite confident. Those powerful neck muscles, sculpted by a lifetime of nodding. This is the sin everyone's been talking about, sister. Okay, so Canog's the brother. Alright, I can do a separate accent for them. She's the guileless, fool. Or guileless fool we've been looking for. What a perfect pasty. The perfect pasty? Pasty? Aye, good thinking, brother. Let's get right to it then. You wouldn't happen to be that kindly stranger everyone likes and adores, are you? Aren't you? Perhaps you would be willing to do us a teensy little favor. Of course you would. My brother and I are conducting some highly secret research at the moment, but we've hit a dead end. To continue, we need you to get our hands on a automation core. So I'm to be your past. Good luck with that. Oh, don't be silly. Everyone knows you're the soul for generosity. A sinner who cannot help but render aid to her fellow sinners in the hour of need. Not for fame or for fortune or any other rewards, but simply for the joy of it. Am I wrong?
Is this another one of those moments where it really doesn't matter if I have to say, isn't it?
Now you're on the trolley. The core we require is being stored with other sundry materials on the cliff above us. Once you have it, bring it to my sister.
Samurai. Oh, so how's your grind been going for all the Mandervillians? How many do you got?
Ah, there's the sinner now. And is that the core I spy in her hot little hands?
You just call me hot? Because damn right I am.
Brilliant. All we've got to do is sell this for a small fortune, and then we'll be one step closer to seeing our plans for world domination to fruition. Oi, Anog, lolly nay on the domination ho. Oh, right. That was a close one, brother. Now for our next request. Lolly, and what the hells are you two up to ho?
6 now. White Mage, Pally, Sam, Ninja, Samurai, and Dancer. Ooh. Which one you going for next? I've seen the White Mage one. I've seen the Paladin one. I've seen the Samurai. I've now seen the Summoner. I think I've seen the Ninja. And I believe I've seen the Dancer. And I know I've seen the Neoliths and Axe. I'm actually working towards the Warrior Axe at the moment on my personal. I think Astra than DRK. Ooh, I haven't seen the Astra one yet, but to be fair, I am kind of a sucker for glowy astrolabes, so I hope it looks good.
If you're even thinking of taking advantage of this good sinner, I'll tan both your hides and toss you in from the tops of white oil fowlers. Now get you gone.
I read that right.
Yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir.
The Monk and Scholar would be the last since you played them the least. Valid. The Monk, to be fair, looks so cool. I did see the Monk one. I actually honestly kind of forgot Monk existed until you said so. But the Monk one looks really cool. But it is Monk. So, like, who cares?
Sorry about that. They don't know any better.
Oh, they're so cool. I kind of like how they have, like, the ninja symbol going on for them, even though they're Dancer.
On account of them being all on their own. No parents. They've lost more than most, you could say. More than anyone could ever. Anyway, I've been meaning to ask. Everyone says you're the soul of generosity, a sinner who cannot help but render aid to her fellow sinners in their hour of need. Not for fame or fortune or any other reward, but simply for the joy of it. Am I wrong?
Stupid non-sanctuary, this is my bard glam. Oh no. I'd swear you just repeated nearly every word for word those Never mind.
We're short on a lantern. Lantern at a digging site. We're short a lantern at the digging site. Should be another in the cave just outside the village. Mind going and fetch it for me? Of course, you don't. Once you've got it, bring it back to me at the dig. Oh, and don't worry, I'll see you compensated for the trouble.
Okay, that is a fire glam. Oh, I love the what's it called? The Augment Crysterium thing? Damn, that's actually kind of dope. I would use this one if it was on tank. To kind of like the vibe it's got going on.
Dun, dun. I wonder what everyone is up to in the FC right now.
World of Darkness, Elim's Heroes Gauntlet, Tower of Zot, Razatan, Colusia, and Old Gridania.
There you are. I presume that lent her your holdings for yours truly.
Sure thing, bud.
So I chase staring off into the horizon. Much obliged here. A little something for your troubles. Never let it be said a dwarf of character doesn't pay his debts. Anyways, if you've nothing else to discuss, let us just pass already.
We want to see the ruins. Please, 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 please. To finish up the weekly after story quest for this. Ah, fair.
No, 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 no. It's dangerous and off limits. And even if I were the sort of man who could be bribed, which I am not, I'd be shocked if you two had anything valuable enough for me to risk my neck looking out the other way. Why are you and everyone else so bloody obsessed with trying to get a look at the cavern filled with mysterious machina anyway? Just bloody scrap and heap, isn't it? No, it's so much more. Based on our research, we have reason to believe those ruins contain... Hush, sister. How many times must you nearly give the game away? It's supposed to be our secret. Oh, right, yes, right. It's just so hard sometimes to contain my enthusiasm. Nothing in these ruins contain nothing of value whatsoever. We shall leave you to your affairs, honorable good God, sir, and bid thee farewell. Is that a tank? Honestly, I'm beginning to hope that there is really nothing of value in there.
Let me take a little sip of my water.
For all the trouble it's causing, but as... Oh, Corel. But as I was about to say, if we've got nothing else to discuss, then you'd best be on your way. It's dangerous to wander even about an active dig, and I don't want anyone getting hurt.
Yes, sir.
Whee!
All the way over there. Am I lazy enough to teleport for 70 gil? Absolutely.
Poked around Comra, eh? Did you? Learn anything about the big find? A machine graveyard, eh? Interesting, interesting. This could be the beginning of a great, grand adventure. I got the hiccups. Or an utterly nonsensical one. Though that does have its appeal on occasion. I'll allow it.
Sorry, I'm just looking at something really quick.
Hey, sinner. Have you heard about the string of thefts in Comra? Word has it, they haven't but the foggiest who's behind them. Not a clue. They've gotten desperate to find the culprit, I'm told, pointing fingers at any who so much as sneezes in suspicious fashion. Well, the next thing you know, they'll be blaming their old rivals in Wicked White. They would do that, wouldn't they? Damn those thin-bearded blighters. Listen, Cinna, you go and tell them that if they try to pin this on us, there'll be consequences.
Sure thing, bud. I'm like still very split on if I want to become a Lala again. Or if I enjoy my character being the here as much as my brain is saying. Because, or like, my brain's like, become Lala again. It would be funny. And then the other part of me is like, but she looks so pretty like this. Why would I want to change her? She's so pretty.
But I don't know, now do I? My brain is a very wicked and confusing place.
Boing, boing, boing. Alright. Oh, she looks adorable.
Yes, Lally bleeding her. Oh, it's you. My apologies, sinner. Been under a bit of stress lately and I didn't have really the time to chat, although... Perhaps you can help. I know you welcome these sorts of requests for aid, after all. Things have been going missing, you see. At first it was just the odd tool here and there, but... Then the thief began making off with finds from the dig. Valuable finds. If you've got the time, I could use some help in identifying the culprit. I don't like to think of it, but it's likely that the thief is one of our own. Hard to access the site otherwise. And I've investigated most of the unfamiliar faces in town to no avail. I can't very well ask you to stroll up to folks with a lolly-ho, does any crime lately? But do have a look around. Perhaps you can find a clue what I've overlooked. I'll take anything at this point, frankly.
She's so precious. Oh, not me to go there. Like, she's a little lady. What are you right now? A white mage. What does your staff look like? Yeah. Oh, it's nice and simple. I vibe.
You don't look to have our criminal looks stuffed in your pack there, but I take it you found some manner of clue. Hold on, I think I've seen this before. It belongs to a young lady in the village, if I'm not mistaken. Though, I couldn't say how she came by such a valuable trinket. Seeing as regular folk can hardly fail to notice when some jewel-encrusted goes missing. Should like as not be wondering where it has gone right about now. You'll probably find her in a panic. All the better for getting her to spill her secrets. Thrice damned beardless son of a shite-eating mob. Where, oh where could my bloody bracelet have gone? You found it and you're returning it too? Well, bugger my beard. Thank you ever so much. It was a gift and I'd hate to have lost it. A gift from whom, you ask? You probably don't know him. He's a guard over at the dig site. I had no idea that the sort of job pays so well, but it must. When we met, he was a right bastard where money was concerned. I could hardly get him to pay for my ale. But of late, he's been downright generous. In a much better mood, too, oh. And so very affectionate, yes. Focus on the bracelet, if you insist. I don't know where he got it, though we don't do a lot of talking.
Okay, then.
If you're that curious, you'll have to ask him. He keeps watch over the entrance day and night, so he'll not be a difficult man to find.
Alright, I don't need to know about the sexual habits between you two.
Come on, let us in. Let us in. Come on, you know you want to. What I want is for you two to bugger off. I am a watchman, not to stand here while everyone annoys the piss out of me, man. Don't look now, Enoch, but our very dear friend is here, and so very heavily armed too. I'm sure she can help settle this little dispute. Avolda, why are you here? As if costing me dinner weren't enough. How did I afford the jewelry-encrusted bracelet on a watchman's salary? That's none of your concern.
Oh, but I have a feeling that the chief will be quite concerned indeed.
Doubt my words all you like. I won't be intimidated by the likes of you. This proves nothing, you hear me? Nothing.
Well, I don't know what you're accusing him of, but I'm absolutely sure he is guilty of it.
More importantly, he made off with the key. After him.
I honestly love this vibe I got going on now. I hope when two-tone dyes come out, I can change the chest bit a little bit. But I like the vibe I got going on. God, I can't wait for two-tone dyes. Glamming is gonna get so much crazier. Oh, whoops. I flew past. You can't get me if I'm out here while flying.
We've got you cornered.
Ooh, the music.
I don't think he's alone, sister. Oh dear, a hasty retreat does seem to be in order. Just so. That's right. Surprise, triplets. What now, Balding?
I just kicked them off a cliff. I can just kick them off a cliff.
And then you have our collective dinner.
Well, I didn't turn on non-lethal attacks, so he is dead.
Brack. I keep going too far past me mark. I killed your brothers. Very well, I confess I did it, or we did it. We took turns keeping watch while the others plucked items from the dig site and sold off whatever seemed valuable. And we would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for those meddling kids, or so you, however old you are.
I love that.
I just wanted to impress her. But there is no chance of that now. All I can do is grovel before the chief and hope that he doesn't punish me too harshly.
And dig holes for your brothers that I murdered. You know, something metallic and shiny is fallen on the ground. You picked up the glimmering object and see that it is the very key to the dig site that Anog and Canog were so keen to obtain. I hope that the queue times aren't too bloody long today. If they are, I will go and do Post-MSQ. Or maybe I will run some... random dungeons that unlocked at level 80 for Shadowbringers. I don't know why I'm singing Christmas songs, but here we are.
That's case closed then. It's a job good done. It's a good job done that you showed up. Who knows how long this verse would have continued otherwise. As for you, you won't be getting any dinner tonight, that's for certain. No, anything but that dinner. To think I was employing 3 brothers in disguise this entire time. I doubt I'll be exchanging my vocation to detective anytime soon.
Smart.
By the by, haven't seen Anog and Canog, have you? Usually when they go this long without getting underfoot, it means they're up to something. I'd be grateful if you track them down again and send them this way. They're peskier than pack of pixies, but even so, I'd rather keep them where I can see them.
I wonder where they are. Totally not getting cozy with 2B. Dun, dun, dun. That's the watch taken care of, but we never did get that key. You mean to say you picked it up for us? And no one even noticed it was missing. Splendid. I shall open the door, and then you may escort us on our foray. After all, everyone knows that the only thing that brings you more joy than being of service to your fellow man is adventure. Indeed, your adventurous spirit calls you towards even greater challenges, no matter how staggeringly ill-advised or outright suicidal. Rude, very rude, but absolutely fair. Isn't it just? Hurry along now. There's secrets to be found here, and we'll be the ones to bring them to light, and possibly to market, depending. Maybe we'll even give you a share of the spoils, a small one, mind. If you could sell the 2B clams. True. Locked, which bodes well for us finding something worth our time within, assuming we can get it open. The moment of truth, then. What a... Oh my god! Yo, way too much, fam. Way too... Yo! You could have warned us! Crazy advanced machina? Nah. Absolute. Everyone would be. The amount of sprouts that would be buying the 2B thigh highs is insane. And the fact that I'm going to be able to use that on my glam soon is going to be crazy. That was easy. No, not the orgy robots. I don't know anything about them other than there's an orgy in Nier. Intruder sighted, eliminating with extreme prejudice. I need to play through the Nier games eventually. Play them either. My friend is a very big fan. Even my cousins, they're like very big fans of the Nier games and keep recommending them, but I just keep forgetting to play it. But I already know that the game I have to play between now and February 29th is Crisis Core. Because I've never done Crisis Core, and I need to be properly introduced to Zack before I play Rebirth. Because I need to know everything I can about... I've seen plenty of art, though. Oh, yeah, everyone's seen the art of Nier Automata. Really just art. Yeah, that's the normal stuff at this point. What have you done? Pretty. So cute. Wicked white. The machine life forms. Machine life forms? What are you talking about? And why didn't you just blow up? I love when this raid came out, everyone actually thought it was going to be Final Fantasy version of 2B. Nah, it's just straight up 2B, just canon shit.
I'm, Numby. 2P. Call me 2P. The rest can wait. The machine life forms must be stopped. To do that, we must reach the heart of the ruins. Come. Anog, Konog, don't you dare. How bloody stupid are they? Listen, sinner. I know we've put you through plenty of trouble already. But I need you to stop them before they dig themselves any deeper. At this rate, someone's going to get hurt.
Started playing 14 around the time of the second part of this raid, so I was seeing a ton of people wearing the near gear. Valid. And talk about an interesting first impression of the game. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Everyone walking around in the horniest fit they could possibly imagine at that point.
Another door? Who needs this many doors? Seared per defensive protocol, I believe. Protocol schmotocols. We've got something for this immovable object. Unstoppable force.
Immovable object meets unstoppable force. Alright. I don't think they know that. Okay, you know, maybe that'll work.
Haha, how do you like that? I'm sure you were told to keep us out of getting into trouble. Or some such nonsense, right?
When in doubt, blow it up. True. The smartest thing you can do is blow up a door if you can't get inside. That's what Payday taught me.
But who took care of those machines? Us. Who got the door open? Us. Who's going to find out what's in there? Us.
Wow. I'm so nervous at how bad the queue time is going to be here. Would you like to join on this adventure, Claire? If the queue time isn't horrible. Because if this isn't good, It will be abysmal, but sure, yeah. I'm just curious to see if the queue time is anything longer than 5 minutes, then I'm just not gonna do it. But because today is Tuesday, I'm hoping that some people are running it. 17 minutes? Yeah. I'll run this on my free time. What to do? I got this done the other day by accident. All 3 raids are just chalked right now. What I'm probably going to start doing is just do the raids off stream. Still read the story and everything, but just do them on my free time so I can wait around as long as I need. Because I really want the Coda Fending from Puppet Bunker. And if I'm on, I can hop free. Oh, hell yeah. Let's go to, where is this? Mordona. Time to go on the road of Post-MSQ, because there is a dungeon relatively early in Post-MSQ, if I'm right. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, let's see. Post-Shadowbringers MSQ brings us to... I think it's the 3rd mission. Oh, it's the 2nd mission, actually, right after this one. Honestly, you know what? This will just get me slightly closer to Endwalker. So, I'm fine for just gunning for Endwalker, honestly. I'll do like the raids and stuff later. But I'm hoping I can beat Endwalker before Rebirth comes out, because I would like to make Rebirth my prioritized game. I do the optional dungeons. Ooh, I haven't done those yet. I haven't done the twinning yet. Twinning is really good, though. Ooh. I'll go unlock those two. What I'll do is I'll go up to the next quest where I get Grand Cosmos, then unlock the other 2 dungeons, so I have 3 dungeons to run.
Little, guys, it's good to see you. I hope you being here means you've had your fill of rest.
Much more than my fill. 40 winks, too many. 39, that's the sweet spot.
Well, you've clearly earned it. Not much has happened.
That's a new start FF remake. See, so what I want to do is I need to go and get Crisis Core, unless it's on PlayStation Plus. But I need to play through Remake and Crisis Core, because like, even though I won't be able to do it for streams, most likely, I could potentially do Crisis Core actually for streams. How long is FF7 Crisis Core? 13.5 hours. Oh, that's such an easy set of streams. I'll do Remake on my own, but I'll do Crisis Core on here. You know what? Maybe after Rebirth, I'll do Remake on stream. Because eventually I want to do 10. I want to do... I want to play through every Final Fantasy game I can on stream, honestly. As the days go on in the future... I think I'm gonna make Tuesday or Wednesday and Thursday. Maybe Wednesday, Thursday, maybe Thursday, Friday, depends. Like story games again. So like I will always have like 3 days of 14 and then 3 days of whatever else, because I'm gonna go through 16 again in the future. Because yearly anniversary or first year anniversary plus next DLC and potentially new ending. Too much, but you'll be looking. Sounds good. Hopefully your roulettes go well. But there's so many games I just want to play on stream, so I should really make the Thursday, Friday stuff other games again. But I need to pick up another HDMI cable, because the one I use for my PS5 is currently in use elsewhere. So that needs to be done. Not much has happened since your last visit. I had planned for you to meet that helper I told you about, but he refuses to answer his link pro. I do hope he's alright. We've been exchanging messages with the Eorzea Alliance throughout, though. And they say the fighting has finally stopped at the Gimlet Dock, and the Empire show no signs of movement. I'm going to actually do this really quick. I'm going to change the title to Post-MSQ begins now. Post-MSQ begins now. See you soon, Endwalker. Which means we might actually have a moment to ourselves for a change. Seeing as you're back, maybe you could tell me more about your time in the First. Great. Oh, and if you don't mind, I'd like to ask Flamine to join us. She'll want to know what happened to Minfilia, and I think it's best she hear it from you. We'll see you on the terrace at the House of Splendors. Little, it has been too long. Tartu did mention that I would be joining you, did she not? Thank you. Words cannot well express how much I have longed to know more of the First. This world Minfilia has sacrificed so much to save. But come, rest your feet. Tartu should be arriving shortly. And so, Minfilia chose to pass on her gift to the next oracle? This girl who Thancred named Reen? To have such a burden thrust upon her as a child, only to embrace it when given the choice. In that respect, they are quite alike. It would seem her legacy is indeed in capable hands. Like you can faintly see the crystal tower in the distance. Little, might I ask a favor of you for when you next return to the First, to tell Reen what I cannot. To tell her, thank you. And I would offer you thanks as well. For staying with her to the end. Begging your pardon, but could I have a word? Oh, it's boy. Riol, I hope that you're here to tell me you've received word from our helper. I wish, but nay. I've not had a peep out of him, and it's been a good long while now. Too bloody long. On account of which, I'm going to sneak over the border and see if I can get a signal to him from closer up. But what if they catch you? There must be another way. Well, it ain't as if we can ask Thancred to do it. Besides, I shouldn't have no trouble picking me way through the Gimlet now that the fighting's died down. God knows that there's enough shadows to hide in. And I've been waiting around around here twiddling my thumbs any road. I just thought I'd let you know. Now I best be. Ah, I nearly forgot. Kryla's at the stones and she wants a word. Something to do with the patients. She's getting ready to examine him again when I left.
We best head back then. I'm sure it's important.
Mayhap indeed. This is vows of virtue, deeds of cruelty. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 ba da da.
It seems she's still examining them. Oh, I hope it's nothing bad.
My wife, Ryle. I love you.
You're here. Good.
So, how are they?
Still locked in slumber, but otherwise in good physical health. For the present, at least.
For the present? Oh no, is something wrong with them?
I'm afraid there may be. I summoned you after detecting faint signs of instability in Thancred's corporeal ether. But subsequent examination suggested all 5 might be affected. And when I examined them just now, my fears were confirmed. Tellingly, the degree of instability varies between them. Thancred exhibits the most notable signs, followed by Y'shtola and Eorzea. The twins' ether, meanwhile, remains relatively stable, but there is a change there too if one knows to look for it.
Hold on. Isn't that the order they were called away in?
Indeed. Which leads me to believe the instability will only increase with time. Though I can but speculate, I fear this may be a symptom of a weakening link between body and soul.
By the gods! What happens if the link is broken?
I cannot say for certain. This is all unknown territory to us. Yet whatever happens, it cannot be good. Mercifully, the instability is still only slight. And you may rest assured Master Matoya and I will do everything in our power to keep it from worsening. Be that as it may, it is imperative that you find a way to restore our friends' souls to their bodies.
Leave it to me.
Thank you.
But where's she even supposed to start? We had the greatest minds in the realm hunting high and low for an answer, and they ran out of places to look.
You stated in your report that the Exarch had originally intended to reverse the summoning process by means of his own death, correct? Raha always was a reckless young fool, ready to die for the first righteous cause that came along.
Absolutely. I love that she calls him
His
Raha.
plan might well have worked, but I for one am glad he never had the opportunity to see it through. Even if it does mean our friends must remain stranded a while longer. There is another way, I am sure of it. And the key lies with him, with the Exarch. Pray return to the First and apprise him and the others of the situation. We, meanwhile, will do what we can from here. And, if the fates are kind, we will have good news to share upon your return.
Why teleport when I can just spawn in the ocular? Pardon me, holy crap. Let me go to the First. Behind you, Graha.
Ah, little. You are returned. I hope that your time in the source was suitably restful. But of course, it was not. Go on. The corporeal ether shows signs of instability. By the gods. The possibility never even occurred to me. If you have returned in the hope of that my research has yielded a solution, I fear you will be sorely disappointed. 'Tis but a mercy we have the likes of Mistress Kryl and Master Matoya to keep our friends' bodies safe while we wrestle with the problem. But they cannot forestall the separation of their body and soul indefinitely. Come, the others must be told.
Voiced? Potentially not. Potentially so. Actually, this seems voiced.
Pray excuse my late arrival.
Will Thancred and Reen not be joining us?
Nay, milady. With apologies to all, they beg leave to pursue their investigation of the empty to its conclusion. Should matters here demand their presence, however, they did assure me that they would make themselves available.
Yes, of course. Then let us proceed. I think it best that you begin by providing a summary of Mistress Kryl's findings.
I suppose it was only to be expected that some change would occur.
Yet our souls seem unaffected, to my eye at least. How long they will remain so is another question. Kryl is right. It is imperative we find a way to return to the source.
Oh, I can't wait to do Hero's Gauntlet.
Perhaps
No,
an
that isn't a while.
explanation of the method by which I brought you here will yield some inspiration. Ere I begin, it must be noted that I am by no means a gifted mage. In order to employ powerful magics, I must rely upon the Crystal Tower and its boundless reservoirs of energy.
26 until I
The
get
magic
to
that
do
summoned you was
Hero's
no
Gauntlet.
exception. 'Tis a singular spell, adapted through painstaking effort from the technique that transported me to the First. To use an analogy, it works by cutting a hole in the fabric of reality. A hole tailored to the object of summoning, through which it and it alone may pass unscathed. Though I succeeded in creating said hole, I failed to latch onto my intended target. Instead of you, the spell found those close to you, and ended up summoning them in their incomplete state. I would not soon throw my life away, not after the lengths you and yours went to save it. And so long as I breathe, I will spare no effort to see you safely home. But should all else fail, and your lives be at stake, there remains one sure method.
Oh! What was that for?
How can you even entertain such thoughts? You owe your life to the Warrior of Light, and you don't get to die unless she says so.
Hell yeah. Damn straight.
Your followers await your divine judgment.
What did you just...
That's my wife right there.
If the two of you have finished, perhaps we could return to our discussion? Rather than dwelling upon the multiple failed attempts at transference, I think it would behoove us to focus on the solitary success.
This music.
I would draw your attention to the fact that our friend can travel between worlds possessed not only of her body and soul, but her personal effects besides. This is no different from the teleportation magics to which we are all accustomed. Magics that allow for the transportation of those inanimate objects one considers to be an extension of oneself.
Are you suggesting that simply by considering us her possessions, she could carry our souls back to the source upon her person?
Well, it would be nice if things were that simple for a change. But vague notions of ownership seem a rather tenuous thing to stake our lives on. So much as a moment of doubt on her part and we'd be left floating in the rift.
Get into the rift, you're like,
Milady
oh god, they're
has
not
the right of
mine.
it. The requisite fixity of belief would be too much to ask even of our friend. Yet were we to immure our souls within an object in her possession, mayhap then our safe passage could be assured. White Eorzea would, I believe, serve as a suitable vessel for this purpose.
We
It
get to
was
see best
conceived to
puppy
imprison the
soon.
massy soul of an Ascian, and should house one of ours with relative ease. We would need only to ensure our soul's safe preservation inside the stone, and identify a means by which they might be transferred back unto our vacant bodies.
Soul preservation and transference. I believe I know of someone who may be able to assist us. On the far shore of the source, there stands a great palace built by the elves. It was forsaken in the wake of the flood, but a certain Numo chose to make their home there soon after. Though they have long lived as a recluse, they once occupied a place of honor in Verbert's royal court, and it is said that none in all of Norvrant is more knowledgeable than they on matters of the soul.
Well, I've no objection to seeking a helping hand, but if they've gone to such lengths to hide themselves away from the world, what makes you think they'd be willing to lend us one?
A worthy question. Years ago, I myself tried and failed to solicit their cooperation in the battle against the Sin Eaters. No sooner had I begun to make my plea than they unleashed a swarm of their familiars upon me. Unlike me, however, you have curried favor with the Fae folk. By that merit alone, I am hopeful that they would grant you an audience. They may still be inclined to turn you away, of course, but if their knowledge might feasibly facilitate your return home, we have to try.
Money.
I want to see something really quick. See my pants really quick, actually. Alright, where are my gloves? There we go. I feel like that is a little bit better. The heavy glove look just isn't my vibe.
The Grand Cosmos, that is, the place we seek, stands on the opposite shore of the source. I will arrange for a boat to carry us there. Whilst thou journey thither, I think it best that I devote mine energies to the creation of white Eorzea, by thy leave, of course. The process requireth no small amount of time, should the Numau consent to lend their aid. We will have need for a suitable vessel ere long. Agreed. Then, I would ask the rest of you to meet in Sullen, and do be prepared for a warm reception.
$90, $90, $81, $80, $89, $83. So close. Dun 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 dun. Ba 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 da da da. Ba 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 na na na. Do 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 do. Weed. Smoke weed. Schmong schmeed.
As I told you before, I had secretly scarcely set foot on the palace grounds when I was set upon by a host of familiars, and by our host's familiars, and I expect our reception today will be no different, which is why I propose we march through the main gate, weapons drawn.
I'm sorry, but are we not here to petition for assistance? You can't honestly think barging in looking for a fight is going to persuade them. Actually, I believe the Exarch may have the right of it. They have no doubt poured a great deal of time and energies into the creations. Were I them, I should be most interested to meet with those who could overcome my defenses. As would any true seeker of knowledge. And that is where little we can say or do, and there is little we can say or do to convince them to help us if we know nothing of their character, nor less why they chose to hide themselves from the world. But if we can seize their interest, mayhap we can earn ourselves an audience. Weapons drawn it is, then. Though I must say, Exarch, you certainly seem to be enjoying all of this. Do I? Well, I will not deny that I enjoy the thought of fighting alongside you all rather than placed inside the Crystal Tower. You both seem to be enjoying this. Both seem to be in rather high spirits. If you ask me, not that I am surprised. Your moods invariably improve when little is around. What exactly are you implying, brother? She averted a calamity, and the light which seemed destined to consume her has been extinguished. It is only natural that we pleased to be seeing. We be pleased to see her. Yes, well, you have plenty of time to celebrate her good health after we're finished here. Of course. And let us proceed to the palace. Alright, I'm gonna quickly use the restroom before we go in. So let me see if I can get this in like a funny way. There we go. There we go. Okay, I'll be right back. Alright. I guess we should do restart now, actually. We restart at an hour 24. At 1 hour 24. An hour 25 is gonna be more like it. By the time I get logged back in, is usually when I mark it down. There's that. We have the next Moogle event coming in soon. I believe January 30th. To March 11th. I'm excited for. So a week from today. I'm excited about that because mounts and hairstyles. But that means we have stuff to grind for, and grinding for stuff is always fun. And they're also changing up how you can get the tomestones, so. I'm excited to see how it feels to grind out the stuff this time. Compared to usual. Grand Cosmos is a dungeon. Dun 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 dun. Not today. Successfully complete the fate Deadly Nightshade. The highest rating. Well, if it existed, I would try. But it is not, so I will not care. Shadowbringers. Oh, you know what I need to do? Portraits. That there. How do complete entries 1 to 80 in your sightseeing log? I guess discover every location in the Tempest, which I have yet to do. Alright, filter with mount rewards. Battle. Paladin, Warrior, Dark Knight. How far in am I for this? 65. 5. 0. Complete 300 level 61 and above. Extreme Trials level 61 and above. Unreal Trials 50, 60, 70, 80. Unreal Trials levels 50, 60, 70, 80 duty roulettes. Or dungeon roulettes as a warrior. Each roulette only counts with daily bonus rewards. Ah. And then Complete 200 and 300. Same thing as Gunbreaker. It's kind of sad there's none. Ooh, Hun. Victor Whistle. I don't know what that looks like. Oh, it's the Angie dog. And then Centuro Tiger. Okay. Field Ops. Clear the Baldessian Arsenal. And clear Delubrum Virginie. Alright. Goten. Inga. Rygo. Right. These are all feasts. And alright, let's see. Emerge victorious in a total of 30 feasts or crystalline conflicts while using a title received from the distributed priest. Oh, interesting. Actually, I could work towards these ones really easy. I don't know where what the disreputable priest is. Disreputable priest. Is he here in Wolves Den? Award you title on your currently equipped arms and armor with approval. Fully equipped set of armor or matching class weapon purchased from this beautiful priest. Upgrade yourself. You'll receive a special time. Oh. Interesting. I'll have to look into this then. At a point. Because it's what? Crystalline Conflict, Frontline, 10 wins, or Rival Wing. I've never run a Rival Wing before because they don't exist. And then 60 Frontline Rival Wings. I don't know if it also said CC. I would be happy if it did. Look at him. So weird looking. The Grand Cosmos. Oh, or CC, awesome. Oh no, my health. It's not going down. Warrior truly is just like the most overpowered feeling job to me at times. Oh, thanks, bud. Over armor, under armor, funny names. 2.0 came in missing summoner dots. Yo, I actually do kind of miss summoner dots, not gonna lie. Casual Benui.
Like how they make a mess of my floors. Swish and flick. My lovely swish and flick.
This guy really wants to tank right now, huh? But I can turn off stance. You can take aggro if you really want it. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to do this. They're going through these for the first time as well, and is just absolutely trying to take my my job from me. You're Omni, and you're in Shadowbringers or Storm Endwalker. I know what expansion we're in. Are going towards, technically, for my streams. Everyone is lost in the flow. In their waves of blood.
Do I know? Do I know meta?
Like how I haven't actually been hit by one. It's just I'm getting caught in the AoE of other people getting hit.
I'm just out here getting railed. Unintentionally unwanted.
Guy feels like the kind of guy who would get upset that I didn't take aggro off him when he ran ahead of me and I couldn't catch up to, you know, get aggro.
FFxiv.
Okay, let's hope everyone remembers to move the seeds. Ooh, I got all 7 Felcleaves and Onslaughts, or Inner Chaos, while in my timer or thing. And I know it actually, I don't think it actually does anything different, but it makes me happy to get all of them done in that time frame. Why are you popping out here? This guy seems very confident as a Reaper, which is super nice. Because Reapers are a nice bit of DPS. I'll never get upset about a good DPS.
I summon thee, Flash of Stone.
The Chamber of Immortal Legacy. Here's our bard to ask. I'm assuming they're trying to get stuff for their casters. They wanted us to pass on the casting gloves.
and by King's judgment, see them fall.
Oh, he's stun resistant. I bet. Do 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 do. That's a cool staff. Could I get it by any chance?
You have sullied these halls long enough. Come, lug us, our guests, yet wait for company.
Want for company.
Insatiable flame, Lugos.
Living liquid? More like living fuego. Keep red away, blue on. Right, that's what this dungeon is, huh? The Culling Blades? Whoa, it's my favorite arc in JJK. Oh crap, I didn't even realize today was Chainsaw Man. Ooh, I need to read that. I'm number 2 on the hit list. He looks like Chai News if he actually did something with his life. Okay. Didn't exactly need them, but thank you.
That was my fiercest familiar.
That was my fiercest familiar. Huh. Impressive.
Alright, I know what voice I'm doing for him.
Gotta do my nasally nerd voice. Oh, pretty impressive.
My Game Grumps voice. He's a dog.
It's good to see you again after all these years. And judging by your vigorous greeting, I dare say the feeling is mutual. To be sure, a simple shake of the hand would have sufficed by way of welcome, but I shan't complain. But you must be wondering as to the purpose of our visit. We come to beg your assistance in a most urgent matter.
Shake? Beg?
I love
Our
Backlog so
comrades' very
much.
souls are in danger. If we are to save them, we will need the benefit of your unsurpassed knowledge on the matter. Please, will you not sit and hear our plea?
Oh, how dare you! How dare you speak thus in my presence! It was to escape such words of temptation that I hid myself from the world of men. You are sinners, one and all, and I swore never again to have any part in your affairs.
I can only imagine what terrible events forced you into a life of seclusion. But I know that the Numo are a good and noble folk. It is not in your nature to turn a blind eye to the plight of those around you. And in treating with us, I am certain whatever mistrust you feel for man will begin to... heal.
He's wagging his little tail. What a nerd. I love him.
If you will not be satisfied, I suppose I could listen. After all, there's no harm in just... No, I mustn't. Not again. That damn court mage seemed to have the best of intentions too, and countless innocents died for my naivety. Oh, you know not what you ask of me. What horrors my knowledge has wrought.
For a second, we won't lie down and accept defeat.
Of all the visitors I could possibly have, they're even more stubborn than I am.
Oh. No.
Oh, very well. I will hear your petition, but that is all. And I expect fitting payment for my troubles.
commensurate with your contribution to our cause. No more and no less, I promise you. With that settled, might I impose upon you to join us at the Crystarium? I'm afraid the nature of my friend's predicament calls for absolute secrecy.
I'm gonna be AFK for a quick second. All right. There you are. The others have gone ahead to the Crystal Tower with Beklug. For the record, I truly wish we hadn't had to resort to using such words when treating with him. Them. I have ever sought to convince, not compel. Yet I cannot deny that a part of me is glad Eorzea shared his knowledge of the Numo with us. Had he not, Beklug wouldn't be here. Speaking of whom, we should hurry. To keep our guest waiting would only add insult to injury. Now do trusts with the boys. We mustn't delay here any longer. If Beklug is to hear the truth of our trivials in the first, you of all people should be present. 56 gil to get into the Crystarium. And I just got 4,800. I cannot wait to sell all this gil. Because it will do me very good.
Do you happen to have business with the Crystal Exarch? Just say the word and I would be happy to escort you to Leocula.
Yes, sir, I do, sir. Yes, sir, thank you, sir. Huh. I am Beklug. Oh, Beklug. Oh, of all the dim-witted, stubborn guests I have a stubborner than I.
Had a hair in my that's attached to my head in my ear with my earbud, and it felt very
I'm
bad.
sorry. You mean to tell me not only that the return of night was your doing, but that you hail from another world as well?
You bet your ass I do, BB.
Everything we told you, of the source, the shards, the 7 umbral calamities, all of it is true. I realize how fantastical it sounds, and I would not blame you for doubting our testimony. But given your expertise, you must surely have noted the peculiar nature of their souls.
Any other time and I would have dismissed your stories as balderdash and flummery. But upon closer inspection, 'tis plain their souls are far denser than is normal, and that they do not possess true bodies.
I love that show, True Bodies.
Save you. Your body is your own.
And my soul the
And
densest
your
of all.
soul is
Oh,
the
that's right.
densest of them all.
Hell yeah, because I'm whole.
As I said before, were it not for their heroism, the skies over Norvrant would still be awash with light, the realm yet at the mercy of Vorthri and the Sin Eaters. After all they have done for our home, seeing them safely back to their own, it seems the very least we can do.
He's got a point. We deserve it at the bare minimum.
Your tale is intriguing. Yes, very intriguing indeed. Simply to hear it is fitting payment in itself. As for your friends, I can but agree. Their valorous deeds on behalf of Norvrant are deserving of recognition, of their own fitting payment.
You will help us then?
I will. I would see my knowledge put to good use for a change. I do have one condition, however. I am not the spry young Numo I once was. As such, I will require assistance in my fieldwork and testing.
It would be our pleasure. We'll be laboring for our own benefit after all.
You have spun quite a tale, but tell me, have you gotten any thought to how you might return to your world? Oh, Glug. Glug, have you any thought? Have you any thought? White Eorzea, you say? An intriguing proposition. But one which fails to account for the present state of your souls. They have been highly charged, likely as a consequence of having maintained tangible forms for so long. In such an energetic, unstable state, there's no telling what might happen to the souls within the Eorzea. They could very well become immutable to transference, never to be restored to their bodies.
Then, would it be possible to force our souls into a state of dormancy prior to the transference?
In theory, yes, but the soul is not a candle to be snuffed out and relit on a whim.
Well, that all sounds ominous. What exactly would rendering our souls dormant entail?
In order to maintain a corporeal form, your soul must constantly draw ether from your surroundings. This process must be halted, and the result, surfeit of ether removed. Your minds would ultimately be separated from these foul bodies of yours, rendering you incapable of interacting with the world around you. A cruel fate under normal circumstances, but one which could be rectified upon your return home. This is his voice. I don't know what I was doing originally, but this feels a little bit more natural.
Leaving lifeless husks, like those poor souls at the inn at Journey's End. Corrupted by sin eaters. The ether made stagnant by the light.
Corrupted? Stagnant? Might I see these unfortunate individuals?
Why, do you think you might be able to help them?
I might not. But I shan't know for sure until I have seen their condition firsthand.
Then I would be glad to take you to them, on the understanding that you won't do anything which might increase their suffering.
I was my faith in man lost, not my compassion.
Well, I see no need for all of us to accompany you while you escort our guests to the inn. I will assist Eorzea in creating the requisite Aurosite. I believe my talents will be better applied to the endeavor as well. I leave the three of you to assist Beklug as necessary. Let us make for the inn at Omarang then.
So this is Marek, is it? Yes, his etheric balance leads perilously towards the light. Towards stasis.
What do you suppose will happen to him?
Not too bright, are you, boy? The same as all poor souls corrupted by the light. He will become a sin eater.
You don't know that. We've defeated the Light Wardens and banished the light from the night sky. Howard was completely unresponsive before, but now...
Then perhaps there is yet hope. If I may, there is a treatment I wish to administer to the patients.
What sort of treatment?
In the course of my studies of the soul, I created a tonic which could temporarily stimulate the ether in one's body. After some refinement, it came to be used by the Knights of Vauber. Then, for far darker purposes, lest it fall into the wrong hands, I swore never again to make it, but for their sakes, I will break that oath. It is not like the reverse to stagnation, mind you, but it should offer some measure of relief.
Little fella, just a little guy. I might dispel the gloves. I don't have any dispellers though. Sad.
Pardon stares blankly at you. It would seem that the tonic has no effect.
What's this? Warmth in my chest? I feel warm, and my legs, they don't feel as heavy.
Now then, have you noticed any change in the patients?
A noticeable rise in body temperature and increased motor functions. In most of the patients, at least. They are more severely afflicted. The most severely afflicted show no response.
As I feared then. 'Tis true, with the restoration of night, the corrupted influence of light will no longer grow, and yes, their bodies would actually return to equilibrium, given time. But this holds true only for their corporeal ether. Their incorporeal ether, that of the soul, is not so easily mended.
Which is why those in the later stages of corruption, like Howrick, appear to be unaffected by your tonic.
Precisely.
Oop, I just smashed crap into my keyboard. Or my desk.
The boy soul is too far gone, his mind held together by the finest of threads. There is a chance he may recover one day. Of course, but it could take years to decades even.
By the gods, he could wake and find himself an old man. A fine reward for his persistence, the opportunity to mourn the life he never had the chance to live. Now, there must be something we can do. Look, I realize this is not what we petitioned your aid, but do you think it possible we can find a way to hasten their recovery?
Maybe. Nor do I think it impossible that in treating them, we might learn something of relevance to your own predicament.
Oh, sinkers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Turtles in a half shell.
I suspect the Crystal Exarch has told you of my past, that I was once a mage of the royal court of Vaubourg, that the soulcraft was my only field of study. The tonic you administer to the patients here is one of the fruits of my labors. I hope to do great things for the kingdom. But in the end, my knowledge brought only suffering. A plague the like of which none had ever seen. In their hands of unscrupulous men, what should have been my greatest triumph became my greatest shame.
And now you have the chance to redeem yourself.
That I do. A comfort thought indeed. But let us return to the task at hand, finding a means by which we might revitalize these people's incorporeal forms.
Incorporeal ether. Do you think it can be done?
Were the sky still ablaze with primordial light, I would call it an exercise in futility. But now we may have a chance. The method I have in mind will entail the conjuring of a familiar. They are able to amplify the energies poured into them, making them the perfect conduit for ether revitalization. magics which we will ultimately employ.
If you are about to launch into a lengthy explanation of metaphysics of your plan, don't bother. I'd rather get on with doing whatever it is that needs to be done, if it's all the same to you. Whatever regiments must be procured, or spells invoked, I'll do it.
I admire your spirit. Very well. Your first task will be to gather the necessary materials. The purest water of the finest clay, as well as Fey Lantern brimming with pixie magic.
If you're convinced the resulting familiar can help us could help the patients, fine. Alfino, the water and clay will be simple enough, but I think you know what we'll have to do to get the lantern. You don't mean... The pixies took quite a liking to us before. If we humor them with our company, I'm sure they will be willing to help us. Fine. We'll pay a visit to Ilmeg. I never thought you would be the one to suggest going back there.
I'm impressed. You've been there at all, let alone befriended the Fey folk.
While you're at it, seek out the new Moo of Paleni. They will be able to supply you with the water suitable for our needs. Right. Let's get this over with, shall we?
There still remains the matter of the clay. Might I prevail upon you to find it?
So yes, sir. So yes, sir.
Clay from Omarang would most likely be best. Know you of anyone who might be able to assist us?
The Miners of the Twine.
Yes. They will be able to point you in the right direction, I am sure. While you and the twins are occupied, I will see if there is aught else I could learn of the stagnation which afflicts the people here.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, traveler. Well, what a coincidence.
You've a good time to come. We've just this moment finished repairing the Talos and the trolley you took to Nabathrang. The trolley was no trouble, but the Talos would have been another matter had it not been for a visit from Master Chai. He offered to share us the leftover building materials for the Daedalus stoneworks. And well as a few trade secrets to help us along. Clever man that Chai knows. He seemed pretty keen on the ideas I had from putting the giant Talos to work. Like a giant trolley, but Magnus still refused to see the good we could do with it. You're entitled to your dreams, jerk. But that doesn't mean you can go harassing our guests with them. Master Chai was just being polite. Something tells me Little here didn't come all this way to talk about trolleys. What is it you need, friend? I see, and this familiar requires clay from Omarang. Well, look no further. If anyone can find you some quality clay, it's us. Saying that, it isn't exactly a commodity nowadays, but there must be some lurking somewhere or other, waiting to be dug up. If I'm not mistaken, there was a time when they used to take clay from Mount Byron mines to make abode bricks.
Adobe bricks.
Place is a swarming with coyotes now.
But if you're after the good stuff, you could do worse than look there. I'm losing my mind, as per usual. See, right now we're in the filler bits of everything. I mean, this is important to the story, but it is not the, you know, cream of the crop that we are so accustomed to being a part of now. I'm also slowly getting hungry. I just don't know what I want to make for dinner. I could make myself some makeshift stir fry. Would be fine, actually. Wouldn't fully be against it. A little bit of tuna, a little bit of rice, a little bit of bean sprouts, a little bit of soy sauce or sweet Thai chili. Pardon me. I'm choking. So I think I'll probably do that for dinner. I could use something like that. Something, a little bit of food for the soul. Alfredo and Alize are here again.
The twins have returned, and in one piece at that. I was convinced the pixies would at least turn one of them into a garden ornament, but no.
Oh, poor Alfie.
And you the clay, I take it? Wonderful. We need but combine the clay and the water, then heat the mixture with the Fey Lantern. After that, it would be a simple matter of settling upon a suitable form and performing the necessary incantations.
Backlog, I have a question. In the event that we had needed this spell and you weren't around, would it be possible for another to perform the incantation?
Assuming they possess the requisite skill, yes.
Halric and the others have suffered so much, and I swore to do everything in my power to save them. Is there a chance that this spell could do that? I would be the one to invoke it.
Mayhap you should be the one to do so. A deep understanding of the subject's physical state combined with a strong desire to help them can drastically increase the magic's effect. And you are plainly more familiar with these people than I.
I dare say there are a few in all of Norvent who are dedicated to finding a cure. Or more dedicated to finding a cure. Is that not so, Little? Absolutely. She is the best woman for the job. I'll give it my all for Halric. For Tesleen.
That we are all of a mind on the matter. Alize shall be the one to conjure the familiar.
Voiced.
Let us begin.
Let us begin.
I trust you've prepared the clay?
A big clay pile.
Very good. Now, I would have you sculpt for me a porksy. Plump, with floppy ears and a short curly tail.
A porksy. I think I know what you mean. There we are. How's that?
Well, it is certainly creative. There's no denying that.
Yes, I'm no artist. Very funny.
Pay him no mind, child. Though it may look like a grotesque parody of reality, it is what the invoker believes that matters.
You're not helping.
But I speak the truth. If successful, this incantation will turn imagination into reality. Which is why the only thing of import is what you believe this figure embodies. You must focus. Hold the Porksy's image steady in your mind's eye. Now then, as I taught you, relax and allow your energies to flow.
With flesh of clay I bid thee rise, on wings of dreams to touch the skies. What once was idle fantasy, I call forth to reality!
Look at Angelo. He's such a sweetheart.
Not bad for a first attempt. Now, let us see what can be done for young Halric. Through the operation of the magics you invoked to animate this familiar, it is now replete with the energies required to stir the boy's soul. You need but give it a name, and it will do as your heart desires.
A name. All right, I've decided. Now. Go, Angelo!
Look at him.
Mother, I...
Bum bum bum. Do do. How is he back, Luke? Did it work?
I believe it did. You and your fledgling familiar have done well. If my eyes do not deceive, a hint of color has returned to his soul.
God, I would jump for joy if I weren't so exhausted. We're so close now, Halric.
As you are even now in the process of discovering, this magic asks much of the invoker. What you may not have realized is that the same is also true for the subject. As such, we must proceed with caution. However, with further treatment, I have the utmost confidence that the boy will make a full recovery. Observing the reanimation of his stagnant soul has been most enlightening. I will need time to put my theories to proof, but I believe I can fashion a spell to produce the opposite effect, that is, to induce stagnation.
Thus, enabling our safe transport back to the source via Eorzea. A thought occurred to me about this treatment. Beklug said when the soul is rendered dormant, the mind is separated from the body, that a person becomes incapable of interacting with the world around them. Does that not sound a lot like some of the tempered back in the source? Not really. It is a fate most tempered become slaves to primals, save a handful of cases, or am I missing something? If I can master this technique, the art of revitalizing the soul, if I know of at least one in the source who could desperately use such treatment. Gaboo. Exactly. His condition is uncannily similar to Halric's, is it not? The only difference being that the soul was suffused with earth-aspected ether instead of light. It follows that his soul is subject to a similar kind of stagnation. There may be a chance we can save him. Right?
Forgive me, but who is this Gaboo fellow of whom you speak? I see. His condition does sound familiar, yet there is much and more about the soul that remains unknown, even to me. I say this not to discourage you, you understand, but to remind you that this is delicate work we do here. Work requiring patience.
Of course, as long as there is hope for the patients here, I will devote whatever time is needed to see this through. But I refuse to spend all that time in idleness. If it's all the same to you, I'd like to stay here with Angelo and continue their treatment. The two of you should return to the Crystarium with Beklug and see if you can make some headway with their newly positioned theories.
I would tell you to rest first, but I see you are not to be convinced. Ah, the fire of youth.
Let us return to the Crystarium then. Finally, I found you! Kai Shear! Kaishia, what are you doing here? What are you doing all the way out here? There's trouble back in Yulmore. Lady Chai's beside herself, sighing, pacing, the whole lot. Near enough begged me to come and find you. Ah, sighing and pacing, you say? Ah, it must be urgent.
I take it I will be returning to the Crystarium alone. Go on then. It's not as if I have anything for you to do.
Thank you, Becklug. Sorry for bothering you and all that. But she says the future of Yulmore is at stake. Alright, bud. I'll play along. Lady Chai is up in the parlor. Best not keep her waiting, eh? Well, not here seems out of the ordinary. I do not see Lady Chai anywhere. Probably pacing around outside again, staring off into the distance and all that. Sighing. Strange. Let's see if we can find her and discover the source of her distress. Just looking at something really quick. Look at that gunbreaker man right there. He is so cool looking.
Thank heavens you're here.
Lady Chai, whatever is the matter?
I knew not where else to turn. Oh, this is all too much for my poor heart to bear alone.
Alone? What of Master Chai?
But that is the very reason I summoned you. He's gone.
What? What happened?
It all began after the events at Mount Gulg. With Lord Vorthry out of the way, we all agreed that a new leader must be chosen.
And so you held an election?
Yes, well, sort of. Not a single person volunteered to stand, you see. After a lifetime of leisure, we free citizens have grown somewhat indolent. Readapting to the harsh realities of life is trying enough, but to take charge of a broken city as well? No one wanted such responsibility. Nevertheless, Yulmore could not well do without a leader, and so we decided that anyone and everyone should be considered a candidate. And after we cast our ballots and tallied the votes, the mayorship fell upon my dear husband.
Well, given the manner in which he orchestrated the construction of the giant Talos, none could deny his leadership qualities.
But even before then, he had proven himself at Daedalus Stoneworks, don't forget. He is more than qualified for the role. The perfect choice. Indeed. I told him as much when his victory was first announced.
I wonder if I can...
Perhaps I was too forceful in my attempt to encourage him. For shortly after that, he vanished
The last 5
without a
quests
word.
in an hour. How many do I have for tomorrow, if I can decide? There's 10 in Echoes of a Fallen Star.
You believe he was so daunted by the burden of leadership that he felt compelled to flee? Please, Lady Chai, dry your eyes. Your husband does not strike me as the sort of man who would abandon his duty, much less his beloved wife. There has to be some other reason for his absence.
You truly think so?
Even if I hate Shinus, I think he does truly love his wife.
What about you? What do you think has become of my husband?
I think he jumped off the... Sorry, but I think he... I don't know, but whatever it is, he won't have fled.
And there you have it, Lady Chai. You needn't worry. Master Chai loves you more than all the world, and he will return. Wherever he may have gone, rest assured we will find him.
Thank you, my dear boy. You have set my mind at ease.
Oh, you're welcome,
I will trust in
darling.
my husband and await his return.
Give me the money, I'm a hoarder. I want all of the gil in the world. I do. I need to do, like, the math on how much gil I have here for when I sell. Like, obviously, I'll see how much I got and how much I had beforehand when the time is, but I'm going to be so excited for that. It makes no sense for Master Chai to have left without a word. Even if he had, he would have not done so unobserved. Someone here had to have seen something, I am sure of it. We should split up and inquire as to whether anyone saw him leaving, or, failing that, if they had any idea where he might have gone. I will meet you at the Glory Gate and compare notes later on. Master Chai, why yes, I spoke with him recently. Though I recall he was in a rather dour mood. Concerned about Eorzea's neglect of industry, you see. Lord Varthry's apparently inexhaustible stores of meal, and no great need for money, is little wonder our businesses were all but forgotten under his rule. But I assured Master Chai that the Banquet of Splendors will do all it can to contribute to the revival of trade here in Eorzea, which seemed to satisfy him. He took his leave soon after. That looks so good. Oh, they're both down there, huh?
Looking for Master Chai, are you? Is something amiss? When I last saw him, he seemed rather ready to collapse from exhaustion. I insisted he rest and catch his breath, and we talked for a while about his concerns over the city's defenses, amongst other things. After he made more than a few valid points, many of our men are still recovering after your confrontation with Lord Vothry, and finding General Ranjit in the heap in the middle of the plaza shook all of us to the core. The man commanded no small amount of loyalty, and some of our longest-serving soldiers seem lost without him, indeed. A number of them left. Not that we blame you, of course. Without you and yours, we would still be blind to the error of our ways. Anyways, funding permitting, I proposed we replenish our ranks with volunteers from the derelicts in Gatetown. We have a duty to protect not only Eorzea, you see, but all the surrounding regions of Calusia as well. And I, for one, will welcome any man or woman willing to take up arms for that cause, indeed. I told him as much, and he seemed relieved to hear it. It was on that note that we parted ways. He headed outside, as I recall. Alright. So here is another dungeon that we can do. Oops. So it's the twinning and Academia Andir, or whatever it's actually called. I recall a man fitting that description, and asked to speak with the proper bugger lately, coming from Wright. Said he wanted to know about the state of things down in the derelicts, and you can be sure we gave him an earful. Like of food, medicine, clothing, there was plenty to tell. We hunt high and low for whatever we can salvage, and it's barely enough to fill our bellies. But folk here don't just want to survive, they want to thrive. When he heard that, he started mumbling to himself something about fine and nice work, I think. Fair play to him, though. Not content with having his ear chewed off by the derelicts, he asked about the other settlements and all. After that, I can't really say. Looked like he was headed for Gatetown when I last saw him. Noted. Just finished Stormblood. Let's go! You're soon gonna hit the... actually, I don't know if you can hear or not. Let's go. Soon to be Shadowbringer. You can't? Oh, awesome. Let's go. I just sometimes I worry I don't want to spoil anything. Let's go. Just a little bit of post-MSQ, and then, I mean, it's a decent bit of post-MSQ, but post-MSQ, and then you get to be in the Shadowbringers. Boing, 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 boing. Do you...
Hello there, Claire.
I'll take a week off MSQ, doing Alexander in some dungeons. Valid. And then do post while acquiring max. Yeah. Hopefully the grind for max gear goes good. Let's see, I'm on this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think I'll be able to do 4 quests in half an hour. I mean, there's a slight chance that I could, depending on what their what they involve doing. Volume down now. Okay, sounds good. Wait, which one's that? Oh, that one. Alright, I can probably do one more after this. I don't want to go until it hits 7. If anything, I do want to go and eat soon. Get a little bit of rest because my throat is starting to feel a little cold.
Ah, there you are. How did you fare? Have you learned anything about which might offer a clue to Master Chai's whereabouts?
Boink, boink, boink. There you go, baby boy. Here you go, my
Son. Interesting. He apparently paid a visit to the Queen Bee as well. They discussed the possibility of granting admission to customers from outside Eorzea, an idea which the proprietor was surprisingly receptive. Sounds like he's got a big plan for the place. Eorzea, I mean, not the bee. Perhaps, but the question remains, where did he go after leaving the city?
Wait. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, wait. 6. I'm trying to do some, like, mental math here really quick. Alright, I think if I go about this well enough, tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday. I think by Tuesday I can finish, Tuesday, Wednesday, I can finish Post-MSQ, which would mean I can start in February off, with Endwalker. Which would be absolutely fire. Because what I'm planning on doing is ending Shadowbringers, going towards Endwalker, doing Endwalker, and trying, I think next month, once I finish Shadowbringers, that is, I'm going to start doing 2 streams a week that aren't 14 related. So basically Thursday, Friday of the, which are the 1st and 2nd of February, will be 14 still, most likely. But basically like the 8th, 9th, 15th, 16th, 22, 23, 29, and then 1st will be different games. But the 1st of March will be, depending on what I do. So either the 29th or the 1st will be when I start Rebirth. And then from that point on, once I beat Endwalker, we'll go into Rebirth basically full time until I'm finished it. And then we'll go back to our regularly scheduled 14 for 3 days, another game for 2. Alright. For the people.
We all know for certain that Master Chai has shown great concern not only for Eorzea, but for its surrounding settlements,
It seems logical then that having consulted with those within the city walls, he would wish to do so without. If you would go and make inquiries in Right, I shall go likewise. In Stilltide, Gate Town, I leave to you, Kai Shir. Fair enough. Where should we meet when we're finished? Well, Top Rung would seem to me his next most likely destination, so let us reconvene there. With any luck, one of us will have stumbled upon him by then. If not, we will be situated to continue our search. So, I have an alt character on Genova that I've been leveling up off stream. And I started doing Dragoon on that character. And now I'm a white mage main, but I'm just like Dragoon off to the side because I wanted to see what it was like. And honestly, I'm starting to, you know, crave a little Dragoon gameplay in my life. So that might be on our list of something to play soon.
No. The name doesn't ring any bells, but there was a rather dapper-looking Mr. Gentleman here not long ago. You want to talk about relations between Right and Yulmor, or rather lacking them. We lost a great many people to their promise of meal and the chance of a lavish life among the free. And Vothri thought to take even more for us, conscripting the few able-bodied men we have to be gods in his paradise. I needn't tell you what happened when the Sin Eaters came. Such things are hard to forgive. But Vothri's gone now, and we're curious to see what will become of Yulmor in his absence. That's what I told your friend, Chinese, was it? And I'm sure the others said the same. Not what he wanted to hear, I suppose, but he left soon after, and that was that. But then again, on that character, I am a Lala, and I'm very, you know, curious if I want to turn back into a Lala, if I want to stay as a here, or if I want to become a, Hrothgal when the time comes. So he paid a visit to both Right and Gate Town as well, did he? I see. Kaishia and I gleamed much the same. He seemed determined to salvage what goodwill they might yet remain among the settlements of Calusia. The only likely place he has left to go being Amity. Come, if we are quick, we may catch up with him. I also like, so the thing I like about playing as a Lala is I like the size of the mounts, because they feel really funny that way. So that's like my biggest reason of wanting to swap back over. Which again, oh wait, here, this is what I wanted to do. My friend, her character is named Akira, and I couldn't remember, or because like I wanted to show her because we've only ever seen like one other Akira aside from her. And then now I've seen Akira Cafe over there. So I wanted to show her. I'm like, hey, look, here's the other Akira. Little Alfino, Kai Shir, what are you doing here? We might ask you the same, Master Chai. We have been looking all over for you. Looking for me? Whatever for? Lady Chai has been nigh inconsolable in your absence. She claims you disappeared without so much as a word, and she bade us return you to her side. What in the blazes are you talking about? I left her a letter in our chambers, though I suppose she could have overlooked it. When she gets an idea in her head, I can only apologize. No harm done, Master Chai. But since we are here, might I ask what compelled you to come all this way? We were told you had been elected mayor, and from what we had gathered from a nearby village, the nearby villages, you had been inquiring about the people's grievances. Is it safe to assume you mean to take the office? Now, let's not jump to any conclusions. I did seek to learn about the problems faced by the people of Clusia. That much is true, but by no means but I am by no means sure I am the man to solve them. Tackling our many challenges will require resources, and until I have secured them, it would not be right to assume the role of mayor. I see. And you believe said resources can be found here? Indeed, the people's grievances are many, but in the course of my many inquiries, I have already met with several individuals willing to lend their aid in addressing them. However, there remains one individual crucial to my plans, a man whose counsel may yet make a mayor of me. With respect for such forethought, is in itself proof of your suitability. The city needs you, Master Chai, and I am certain this man of whom you speak, whoever he may be, will reach the same conclusion. For what little it is worth, we will vouch for you should he receive convincing. Whatever you need, you can count on us. I don't know what to say. You don't need to say anything. You've got your actions to speak for you. For as long as I can remember, all I ever wanted was make it to you or more, but that dream is long gone now, burst like a bubble, or broiled, to more like. Anyway, outside of repaying Master Alfino, I have no clue what to do with myself. Spent most days and days, but you've been running up and down, trying to find a way to fix this mess for everyone. I reckon you can do it. You've got this lot in Mount Gold, didn't you? How hard could mayoring be? You're going to steer Yulmore to a better future, I know it. And I want to help, properly help. Do something that makes a difference. I don't know what it is yet, but I'll work it out on the way. If you'll let me come with you, that is. You gave me entirely too much credit, the lot of you. But I can't deny it gives me heart. Come on then, let's press on together. Thank you, Master Chai. But we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. Yulmore needs more than a man with good intentions, which is why I am here, to find the one with experience needed to see the city thrive. Who is this man exactly? Are you certain he is here in Amity? Wernden is his name, and yes, he is. Or was. I had scarcely begun to explain myself when he decided this time was better spent elsewhere. He served him as the chief advisor to Varthri's father when he was in office. I swapped the F and the V there for a second.
If Ranjit was the mayor's right hand, one might say Warden was the left, and between them they kept Eorzea on the road to prosperity. The city needs more than a mere man of business, which is why I must find him. But even if you do, what makes you think he will listen? Before giving chase, might it not be wise to speak with those who know him here in Amity? They might be able to shed some light on reason for your rejecting your overtures out of hand. Yes, I suppose that makes sense. Perhaps we should start with Tristel then. As I recall, you made rather favorable impression on him. I'm certain he would be willing to talk to us. Greetings, friends. And you too, Master Chai. I presume you are here to speak, or to ask after Warnden. I couldn't help overhearing your earlier exchange. Yes, well, with Vothri gone, Eorzea wants for a leader. Should no one rise to the challenge, the city could very well collapse. I came here seeking Warden's counsel in the hope that he could build a better Eorzea together. And that is still my wish, but given how abominably you were mistreated there, I quite understand if you choose not to help. Worry not, Master Chai. I bear no grudge against you or the people of Eorzea, and I would not see you suffer for Vothri's villainy. As you no doubt gathered from your meeting earlier, Warden can be rather uncompromising. He has his principles, you see, and little patience for anyone he deems less committed to their own. Your desire to right the wrongs of your past, of Eorzea's past, is quite admirable, but I fear the guilt you bear on the city's behalf works against you. I can see it in your eyes, in the way you carry yourself. It goes without saying, he sees it as well. You must let those feelings go, Master Chai. Be more assertive, commit to this course, and prove to him that Eorzea has resolved to change. Resolved to change? I believe he was headed towards Pit 8 when he left. If you plan to go and speak with him, I suggest you be firm and clear with your intentions. Very well. To Pit 8 we shall go, and I will not take no for an answer, nay, not even a maybe.
Well, it's you again. Well, I see you've invited your friends. Need them to fight your battles for you, do you?
No, I didn't invite them, as it happens, though they are indeed my friends. Well, not only mine, but every true Eorzeans. They are the ones who awakened us to the truth, to Lord Vothri's villainy. The famous warriors of darkness.
Are they now?
Yes, we are.
Yes, they are. It would be no exaggeration to call them our saviors. We owe much and more to their kindness, but we cannot depend on that kindness forever. To do so would be a little different from entrusting our affairs to Lord Vorthry. Nay, we must learn to stand on our own 2 feet. And I would have them present to witness my attempt.
Hear, hear, Master Chai.
Your sentiments are admirable. Yet admirable sentiments do not a nation make. In my capacity as advisor, I once strove to build a better Yulmore. Gave honest counsel to my superiors, drafted laws for the benefit of one and all. But in time, my values fell out of favor. There was no need for them in this paradise Vorthry was creating. And so I left my homeland behind. But you, Chai News, you were content to wallow in indolence under Vorthry's auspices. And so I cannot help but ask myself what manner of nation you intend to build.
I can offer no simple answer to that question.
Oh, there goes Ruby barking.
But this much I will say. It is my hope that Yulmore can become a nation which her citizens might freely choose to build together. A great many people, myself included, flocked to Yulmore seeking sanctuary. The alternative being to live in fear and die in pain. It seemed an easy choice. And sanctuary we found. As much food and drink as we could ever want. Secured at the cost of the surrounding villages. Little wonder the people gathered at our doorstep, begging to work among the bonded. The free were blind to it all, of course. Content to, as you say, wallow in indolence. In ignorance. Were I mayor, I would first take stock of the city's resources and see that they were assigned equitably. Our days of reckless consumption are behind us. The distinction between free and bonded died with Vorthry.
Hell yeah, it did.
The needs of rich and poor alike must be considered if our nation is to survive. To which end I would take steps to secure channels for supplies, rekindle relations with nearby settlements, who re-establish industry, reach out to neighboring nations, and the list goes on and on. But I am no ruler, nor even a politician. I am an entrepreneur. My expertise lie in planning and profit. I haven't the knowledge or experience to run a nation. Please, Rendon, will you not help me? Together, we could solve the city's problems. Build a Yulmore for the people.
A Yulmore for the people. I rather like the sound of that. But before I offer you my counsel, I would be certain of your ability to perform the duties of office.
You would?
You ask me to help you solve Yulmore's problems, but first I would see you solve one on your own. Accomplish that, and you will prove both to me and the people that you are a man worth following.
Dun, dun, dun.
Alright. Right then. There's a particular issue you would have me resolve.
Yes. You would seem to have conducted an assessment of the problems Yoma now faces. I assume you will agree, therefore, that the matter of dwindling food stores is most pressing.
Ah, yes. Meal being neither a desirable nor less sustainable option, I assume alternate food stuffs are now required to fill the void.
And the man who hungers is not like to contribute much to society, save violence, perhaps. So tell me, how do you propose to solve this problem? Give me a satisfactory answer, and I will consider offering you my counsel.
A combination of measures would seem to be in order. One to address the immediate issue of supply, and another, that of production.
Go on.
For the present, Yomo's coffers can be used to purchase food from our neighbors. This would afford us time to address the underlying problem that affects us all, the long-standing neglect of agriculture. The villages that once served as sources of trade for foodstuff must be repopulated, their means of production restored. This assumes, of course, that we can rekindle the relations with our neighbors, guaranteed security and stability in the region, and more importantly, find people willing to leave the city and take up the rebuilding effort.
My. Think of all that by yourself, did you?
Yes. It began as a rather abstract plan I drafted some time ago, after speaking with the people of Yomo and the nearby settlements.
You impress me, Chai News.
I have? But that is a relief.
Oh, you haven't secured my support just yet. Only my attention. Grand plans will not be enough to persuade the masses. If you would ask them to rebuild, you must prove to them that the means to do so.
Fair point, Warden. And one to which I have given much thought. I propose the use of a Talos to aid in the establishment and maintenance in these settlements. Their employment should drastically improve efficiency and ultimately increase production.
Talos. But Daedalus Stoneworks closed their doors years ago. Without a ready supply of necessary equipment, the people would starve before your plans could be put into effort.
Well, as the heir to Daedalus Stoneworks, it just so happens that the Talos are my field of expertise. And with a little help, I am quite certain we can acquire what we need in no time at all.
I mean, lemon curd. Ooh, lemon chocolate pie, basically. It's like. Alright, with that, I am going to end stream. And we will pick up tomorrow from finding good help. So we'll finish off this patch and then go on to the next tomorrow as well. So, Claire, Riley, thank you both for hanging out and helping your boy keep his mind occupied when it comes to chatting. But I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna go have some food and then go figure out something to do. So take care, maybe rest probably, but yeah, take care, have a good night, love yourselves, eat some food, and bye-bye. If you're new, like and sub. If you're lurking, like and sub. If you're watching this as a VOD, like and sub, all of that good stuff. But again, Claire, Riley, anyone who lurked, thank you guys for hanging out. Take care, and bye-bye.